Have you ever wondered why selling shovels during a gold rush could be more profitable than digging for gold yourself? Let's take a step back in time to the mid-19th century, to the gold rush era, a period that transformed the American West and captivated the imagination of a nation. During the gold rush, thousands upon thousands of people from every corner of America and beyond flocked to the West Coast with dreams of striking it rich. They were known as the 49 ERs, named after the year that the rush really kicked into high gear, 1849. Picture a sea of hopeful faces, dust swirling in the air, and the glint of gold in every eye. A single discovery of gold in California set off this mass migration, and the promise of wealth was so intoxicating that many abandoned their homes, their jobs, and their families to chase the dream of becoming overnight millionaires. But in this wild, chaotic scene, there was another group of people who saw a different kind of opportunity. They were the shovel sellers. These savvy entrepreneurs realized that while gold was a finite resource, the need for tools to extract it was universal and constant. They recognized that every single prospector, regardless of their success in finding gold, needed a shovel. And so they capitalized on this demand, selling tools and supplies to the influx of miners. In essence, the shovel sellers were banking on the gold rush itself, rather than the uncertain promise of striking gold. Their success wasn't dependent on luck or chance, but on the undeniable reality of the gold rush phenomenon. They saw the bigger picture beyond the gleam of gold nuggets. And thus, the gold rush era wasn't just about the miners and their dreams of wealth. It was also about these shovel sellers, who, in recognizing and capitalizing on the needs of the prospectors, often amassed fortunes of their own. So as we've seen, the gold rush was a time of great opportunity. But it wasn't just the miners who were making money. But who were these shovel sellers, and how did they end up making more money than the gold diggers themselves? Well, let's backtrack a bit to the mid-19th century, during the height of the gold rush. As prospectors flocked to California, a unique breed of entrepreneurs emerged: the shovel sellers. These were individuals who, instead of joining the frenzy to dig for gold, decided to cater to the needs of the gold miners. They recognized a golden opportunity in providing essential tools and equipment, primarily shovels, to the miners. Their business model was simple, yet ingenious. They sourced shovels, often at a low cost, and sold them at a premium to the gold miners. After all, without a shovel, a miner was as good as a fish out of water. The shovel was more than just a tool, it was a lifeline, a hope for a better future, the key to a treasure trove of glittering gold. But how do the profits of these shovel sellers stack up against those of the miners? Well, the answer might surprise you. While a gold miner's income was uncertain and dependent on the luck of the draw, the shovel sellers' profits were much more predictable and consistent. Every miner needed a shovel, possibly more than one during their quest for gold, ensuring a steady stream of customers for the shovel sellers. And let's not forget the risk factor. Gold mining was fraught with dangers. Cave-ins, diseases, even claim disputes could spell the end of a miner's dream. But the shovel sellers, their risk was significantly lower. Their biggest worry was running out of shovels to sell. These shovel sellers were more than just merchants. They were savvy entrepreneurs who understood the principle of supply and demand. They saw a need, filled it, and in doing so, struck their own kind of gold. So while the gold miners toiled under the scorching sun, hoping to hit a vein of gold, the shovel sellers sat back, watching their coffers fill with the fruits of their foresight and business acumen. These shovel sellers were astute businessmen who saw an opportunity and seized it, often making more money than those actually digging for gold. What can we today learn from these shovel sellers of the past? Let's dive right in. Our first lesson from the shovel sellers is the importance of identifying a need in the market. The shovel sellers saw that the gold diggers needed tools and equipment. They didn't join the rush to find gold, but instead, they identified a consistent demand and capitalized on it. This is a timeless business principle that still rings true today. Whether you're launching a tech startup or opening a coffee shop, the first step is always to find a need and fill it. The second lesson is the value of providing a solution. The shovel sellers didn't just sell a product, they sold a solution to a problem. The gold diggers needed tools to extract gold, and the shovel sellers provided just that. This is a fundamental aspect of any successful business. It's not enough to just sell a product or service, you need to provide a solution to a problem that your customers are facing. This creates value and ensures repeat business. The third lesson is the power of a simple, scalable business model. The shovel sellers had a simple business model: buy low, sell high, and scale. They didn't need to find the gold themselves, they just needed to sell the tools to those who were. This allowed them to quickly scale their business and maximize their profits. In today's business world, simplicity and scalability are key. The most successful businesses are those that can scale quickly and efficiently. Finally, the shovel sellers teach us that success doesn't always come from following the crowd. While everyone else was rushing to find gold, the shovel sellers took a different path. They saw an opportunity and seized it, even though it was unconventional. This is a powerful lesson for entrepreneurs today. Don't be afraid to take the path less traveled. Sometimes the greatest opportunities lie where others aren't looking. The shovel sellers of the gold rush era have much to teach us, even in our modern world. How can we apply the shovel seller's strategy in today's business world? This is the question on everyone's mind, and rightly so. Because the gold diggers of yesterday are the entrepreneurs of today, and the shovel sellers? They're the smart business minds who figured out the game. Let's dive into the modern business landscape and see how the shovel seller's strategy is being applied today. We don't have gold mines, but we do have industries ripe with opportunity. Take the tech industry, for example. In the midst of the digital gold rush, the most successful aren't necessarily those creating the next big app or software. Instead, it's those providing the tools and resources for others to do so. The hosting platforms, the coding tutorials, the software development kits. These are the modern-day shovel sellers, capitalizing on the gold rush without getting their hands dirty. And it's not just in tech. In every industry, there are opportunities to be a shovel seller. In the health industry, it could be selling gym equipment or creating diet plans. In the real estate world, it could be offering property management services or real estate investment courses. It's all about identifying a need and then providing the tools to meet that need. Now let's talk about value, because providing value is at the heart of the shovel seller's strategy. It's not about selling the most expensive shovel, it's about selling the shovel that digs the best. The same applies today. It's not about having the most expensive product or service, it's about providing something that genuinely helps people. Something that solves a problem, meets a need, or makes life easier. So, take a step back and look at your industry. Where are the gold rushes? Where are the needs? And how can you, like the shovel sellers of old, provide the tools to meet those needs? Remember, it's not about getting in the dirt and digging for gold yourself. It's about equipping others to do the digging and making a tidy profit in the process. Just like the shovel sellers, the most successful entrepreneurs today are those who can identify a need and provide a solution. So, are you ready to start selling shovels? As we reach the end of our journey today, let's take a moment to reflect on the intriguing insights we've uncovered together. We started off by journeying back in time to the gold rush era, a period characterized by a feverish pursuit of wealth. But amid the frantic digging and panning, a unique breed of entrepreneurs emerged: the shovel sellers. They understood that the real opportunity lay not in the unpredictable pursuit of gold, but in providing the tools that every hopeful prospector needed. From these shovel sellers, we've drawn invaluable lessons. They saw beyond the conventional wisdom of the time, recognizing that the gold rush was not just about the gold, but about the rush itself. Their strategy was simple, but effective: cater to the needs of the many, rather than taking part in the uncertain scramble of the few. In the modern business world, we can apply this shovel seller's strategy to achieve success. It's not always about creating the next big thing, but about providing the tools, services, or platforms that enable others to reach their goals. In doing so, we create a stable, sustainable business model that isn't dependent on striking gold, but on providing value. So, as we wrap up, let's ask ourselves, are we chasing gold, or are we selling shovels? Are we focusing on the glittering prize, or are we identifying the needs of those around us and finding innovative ways to fulfill them? Remember, it's not always about being the one who strikes gold. Often, it's about being the one who makes the gold strike possible. In conclusion, the story of the shovel seller serves as a powerful reminder of an alternative path to success. It challenges us to think differently, to look beyond the obvious, and to find opportunities where others may not see them. Remember, sometimes the real gold isn't in the ground, it's in the tools you sell to help others find it.